What is up, everybody? What is up? How is everybody doing today, man? You already should know how it goes. It's your boy B back with another video, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Today we have something special. It is going to be about the price list, the buyer's price list. Price list for phones has changed. And I also got a new buyer. I got a new buyer yesterday. We were talking through WhatsApp, and he was pretty cool. I could tell he was from China because he was trying to relate to me, and he kept calling me bro. Like, that's all he kept saying. Like, every sentence was bro, bro, bro. And if you know about international buyers, they don't speak English well. So what they do is they try to relate to you in some capacity, right? And yeah, now, how did I get that buyer? Because a lot of people, they be like, yo, B, how are you getting buyers? We want to get buyers ourselves. We want to learn how to do that. Now, I will always be blunt and honest with you guys. I can't tell you how I get my buyers or my source, right? Because that's sort of kind of where, that's how I make my money, right? But I will say this, the way you get buyers is literally by networking with individuals. And I found my first buyer on Craigslist, and I didn't even go on Craigslist to find them. It was my friend at the time. He went on Craigslist to find a phone buyer because he was trying to sell some phones that he got out of Apple. Me, I knew nothing about getting phones out of Apple. The only thing that I knew was you could buy a phone and resell it. I had a phone that, was old, and I think I just wanted to sell it to my friend at the time because he was like a phone buyer. But he was like, nah, come with me, meet this real phone buyer. He works overseas and da-da-da. So we met up with him, and everything turned out really well. And I found out immediately how profitable it is to meet somebody. He showed me my first 400K account ever. Like, he showed me his phone. His phone has 400K in it. And I was like, damn. Like, I remember at the time I was thinking like, yo, that's a lot of money. Now, don't get me wrong. That is a lot of money. But, like, you can make more, right? And you can make... Now, let's make this clear. You cannot make 400K phone flipping. Now, well, let me digress. You can make 400K phone flipping, but you can't make 400K just phone flipping by yourself. And I say that a lot on YouTube and in my videos because I try to give you guys full transparency. I don't want you to think that I'm some guru that's going to help you get rich by phone flipping one phone at a time. That's non-realistic, right? I sound like one of the people telling you to sell ebooks from Canva, right? So nevertheless, phone flipping is just an entry point for you to be able to start a business. Now, before I start with the phone flipping updates and the phone flipping aspect, first I want to go and I want to say this, right? Phone flipping is a easy income stream you could do right now. You're probably, if you're watching this, scared because you're like, yo, I don't want to lose my bread. And I completely empathize with that. But I will tell you this. And I had this thought, I believe it was yesterday. Every month I'm scared to lose my money. Like, every time that I invest money, I'm scared to lose it. There's no times I could think of where I invest in a product or invest in a service, or I say, hey, I'm going to buy this new trending product and make a video about it. Do I not feel scared? I feel scared. And a lot of people fail in business because you expect that failure that you have to just go away. Or I said failure, that fear of failure that you have to go away. And that's where a lot of us as entrepreneurs fail, is because, or people that want to aspire to be entrepreneurs or want to make an extra income stream, because I ain't gonna lie, everybody's an entrepreneur nowadays, which is great, right? But a lot of people only are entrepreneurs with stuff that they feel like isn't that risky. That's the truth, right? Like, a lot of people, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm an entrepreneur and I do hair on the side. Let's say that I do hair on the side. Now, shout out to everybody that do hair on the side. This is no disrespect to you, but doing hair on the side is not a risk. Okay, it's not a risk. Now, doing hair on the side, well, let me say this. It is a risk, but it's not a high risk. Doing hair on the side, stacking your bread, and then saying, I'm going to quit my main job to now open up a salon, that's a high risk. Okay? Now, high risk equal high rewards, though. Because while you may go ahead and open that salon, you could be way over your head, not have enough clientele, and end up losing a lot of money. or you could have enough clientele and be able to sustain and make your money and make the profits and become successful, right? You got to understand that with high risk comes high rewards. Stop being scared. That's just the first thing I want to say, right? Scared money don't make no money. Okay, that's what it is. Now, let's look at this price list. Okay, so we have the phone flip and buyers price list. If you don't know what this is, you can go to hustlertaughtme.com and you can see this price list. This price list is a price list that has 50 buyers on it all together. Okay, it's one price list, not two, not three, not 50. It's mathematically impossible for me to have 50 individual price lists and keep them all up to date. So what happens is we work on a bidding system, and I'm going to share a slideshow that helps you understand exactly what this is if you don't know. But we have new prices, and I'm so excited because these new prices just came out, and we have a new buyer that I integrated that will be changing a lot of different things when it comes to how we do the price list. Okay. Now, as you guys see, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is $900. Now, that is down, okay? If you don't know, the iPhone 16, it is a device, and these are all new devices, right? It's a device that a lot of phone sellers or wholesale sellers, people that get phones in stores during and doing multiple things have. They all have iPhone 16s. Not a lot of them have the iPhone 13 because the iPhone 13 isn't new anymore. Apple doesn't make any more new ones. But you're going to see throughout this price list a bunch of different phone prices has changed. And I will say, like, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, you can see that the price is high, right? And it looks profitable. It does, because let's just say, hypothetically, you get an iPhone 16 1 terabyte, you're getting $1,180. Now, here's where a lot of phone flippers get it mixed up, though, because see, they fall in love with high prices but don't understand profit margin. So no matter what phone you get, you can still make the same amount of money. What if I told you that, right? What if I told you no matter if you get an iPhone 12, iPhone 11, an iPhone 13, 12 Pro, 15 plus, no matter what phone you get, you can make the same amount of money. What if I told you that? A lot of people wouldn't believe me, but it's true. You can get the same profit that you get from an iPhone 16 Pro Max 1 terabyte that you would get probably with an iPhone 14. It's all in the profit margin, and I'll explain. So we have, let's say, the iPhone 16. We're going to do this one. The iPhone 16 Pro Max 1 terabyte. All right, if you don't see the price says $1,180 for a sealed, non-activated device. This is a device that is sealed in the box, not activated, which means it's not technically rung out. Now, if I'm being honest, this doesn't matter because most phones are in the system of T-Mobile, AT&T, so they're all activated. Like, don't fall for the BS, right? If somebody says, oh, the phone's not activated, don't fall for it. Just be like, in my book is activated, okay? I'm going to give you the activated price. I don't buy phones with the sealed non-activated price ever, okay? Now, we can also see that some of these phones, the sealed non-activated price is the same as the activated. Why? Because they're starting to catch on. I'm talking about wholesale buyers and starting to understand that no matter what, you're not going to really be able to get a lot of sealed not activated. You're going to mostly get it activated. And then you have the ones with no box, just the handset only, okay? Now, if we had this, and I'm going to get the calculator out so that we can show you how no matter what phone you buy, you can get the same profit margin, which means for everybody in the back that may not know, profit margin is going to be basically the amount of money marginalized that you make during a transaction. But if I was to swap out the word profit margin, I could just say profit, right? So the profit you make buying an iPhone 14 can be the same exact profit that you make buying an iPhone 16 Pro Max 1 terabyte. If you don't know why I'm saying the iPhone 16 Pro Max 1 terabyte, because the iPhone 16 Pro Max 1 terabyte is going to be the most valuable device on a price list because it is the newest device with the most storage. Okay, cool. So we have that $1,190 minus that by whatever you want your profit to be. So some people might say, I want my profit to be $50. Okay, you want your profit to be $50. That's $1,140, right? That you make. I mean, excuse me, not that you make, that you can pay somebody to get $50. Okay, so we know I can't go past $1,140 if I want to make $50 profit. Now, if we go all the way down to the iPhone 14, we see the iPhone 14 512 is $310 market value. Now, let me explain. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to YouTube. Let me explain what the $310 is. The $310 is going to be market value. Okay? So market value is going to be the value that a device is deemed. Okay? So the device is going to be deemed $310 in the market worldwide, which technically means that, okay, this device is going to be either sold for $310 or higher. But we already know that if we're bidding or negotiating with somebody, that we don't want to go over what the market value is. That's why our price list is built off of market value and not built off of, oh, we're going to pay you $310 or we're going to pay you $340. No, this is a bidding system price list, which means all the prices you see on this price list right now is the price that we start at bidding with buyers. Okay, so you won't get anything lower. Now, there may be occasions where maybe you're trying to sell a phone on a Sunday where the price list changes, or a rare occasion when you're trying to sell a device and the price list changes suddenly. But that's very rare. Okay, now $310. Remember, we already know that we gotta get the iPhone 16 Pro Max 1 terabyte for $1,140, right? So I gotta kick out $1,140 to make money, to make $50, right? Now, if I did the iPhone 14 512, I know for a fact the market value is $310, okay? Now what I could do with the calculator is I could say, okay, 310 minus 50, that's $260. So let me ask y'all a quick question. Would you rather kick out $260 out of your pocket or $1,140 out of your pocket? Which one is a higher risk? The $1,140, because you're kicking out more money and you are only making a small amount compared to what the investment that you are giving out is. That is the reason why you never, ever, ever want to put yourself in a position to where you're just buying the new device. New devices are not the smart choice when you're phone flipping. That's why when I see a bunch of promotions and people trying to say use Facebook ads and trying to push this narrative that, you know, you can get rich, there's no way you're going to get rich flipping phones paying $1,000 each device, because you're kicking out way too much money in response for a little bit of profit. Doesn't make sense. Always go for the lowest profit margin that you would accept and then deduct it from the prices from the devices on the price list, and you'll always know, okay, this phone is up my alley or in my budget. Now, if I'm willing to pay $200 to $300, anything under 14 should be good enough for me. Okay, so that's how it works. All right. Now, next, what we're going to do is we're going to actually go into a slideshow. So I have a presentation I wanted to come on here and go over with you guys, because we are bringing some updates to the phone flipping buyer's price list. Now, why are we doing this? We're doing this because we take pride in always developing and building a better process. Okay. Now, I'm not here to tell you that our phone flipping buyer's price list is the top selling or the top paying or the best prices in the world. I don't make those claims because, see, the way the phone flipping industry works is no matter what you think, the price is the price, and the price is going to be the same no matter if you get it from another price list or this price list, because all of the price lists, what they do is they are deciding who's going to actually take what and who's going to give what. Now, I know that might sound confusing, so I'm going to break it down. No matter what price list you get your prices off of, you're going to need to find how it can benefit you, but also understand that it's benefiting the people on the price list in totality, right? So if that buyer that we saw market value for the iPhone 14 was what, like $320, let's say. Well, we already know that the person overseas may be actually making $360. Like, they're already making a little bit more money. So understand that prices that you see aren't geared to make you win. Like, that's not why you sell to a buyer. And see, I bring this up because I had a guy, and this guy was actually trying to be a part of the price list. Really cool guy. We had a face-to-face call, and we were just sharing stories and talking. And he was telling me how he flips phones and he gets a whole bunch of phones, and how he wants to grow, and a lot of price lists are scams, and he's so happy because he ran into my channel. Long story short, this person had he talked a good game, but he had the mentality of a reseller. Like, he didn't have a mentality of a wholesale buyer. So he wanted to get somebody that was going to pay him top dollar, but also he wanted to make sure that he had the top speed. You can't get the two. Okay. Now, I know we love to think that we can get the best of both worlds in a lot of things and points in our life. You can't get the best of both worlds with phone flipping. And I've learned this the hard way. So you can easily sell a phone for the most amount of money right now without me. You can do it right now without me, not needing any service that I have. You can do it, right? You can get a phone and you can sell it for the most amount of money possible by literally selling it online, selling it on OfferUp, selling it up on Facebook Marketplace, not eBay, because eBay takes too many fees. But selling this to a consumer is going to make you more money. So selling devices to consumers makes you more bread in the first place. Selling phones to wholesale buyers does not make you the most money. That's not how you make bread. You don't make bread selling phones to wholesale buyers as far as making the most. It's not how you're going to make the most. Now, you make the most when you sell to a wholesale buyer, when you're selling phones in bulk, or when you need to make fast money. What I mean by fast money is maybe you're somebody that goes out every single other morning and goes to stores, has people going in and out of stores to get you phones. I don't know, right? So let's say you got people going into stores to get you phones. Now, let me tell you this, and this is just going to be an honest discussion that we have, because I don't know any other way, right? There's multiple ways people get phones. And if you're somebody that has a friend that's like, yo, because I've had plenty of people at the gym, prime example, hit me up. Yo, B, I saw you on YouTube. How do I get a phone to be able to sell to you? Well, I don't know, bro. You just got to get a phone. Oh, all right. Well, if I create an account, can I get the phone and then sell it to you? You can do whatever you want, bro. That's none of my business. Okay, cool. He goes into Verizon. He runs his credit. He gets approved for $80 down deposit, and he pays $80 for an iPhone 16 Pro Max. He gets the iPhone 16 Pro Max. He then goes back to the gym and he says, hey, Brandon, I got an iPhone 16 Pro Max. What I do is I then say, oh, you do? He said, yeah. I say, all right, bet. I go to the price list. That phone is new because they just got it at T-Mobile. And I say, all right, bet. So it's locked. It's an iPhone 15 Pro Max. What storage is it? It's 256. I say, okay. Now I go to the activated tab. I see $780 for an iPhone 16 Pro Max, 256 other. Locked. Activated, basically, right? Oh, excuse me. No, this is not going to be it, because we got to go to locked. Where is it at? Locked is right here. So it'll be locked, right? So, boom. Now I know, all right, the market value is $645. So now I know the market value is $645. Now what I'll do is I'll go into my phone calculator or whatever, and I'll say, all right, 645 minus, what do I want my profit to be? All right, I want my profit to be $50. So I say 50, and then I say, all right, bet. So I could buy this for $595 and still come out on the profiting end, right? But instead of giving him $595 as the initial offer for the device that he's trying to give me, I already know he only paid taxes. I already know he didn't pay the full amount for the phone, because if he did, he would not be selling it to me in the first place, right? Because if you go to Apple, go ahead and buy a phone full retail price, you know for a fact I won't be able to buy it for full retail price back from you, right? Like, let's make it make sense. If you go to Apple right now and you get a phone, and the phone that you get is a device that cost a lot. Let's say it's an iPhone 16 Pro Max. It cost you $1,200 out of Apple. I know for a fact that you didn't get it out of Apple, because then you would just go return it to Apple, right? So I know for a fact you didn't pay the full retail price for this device, right? I know that. So now I already know I'm going to offer you lower, because I already know I got the leverage. And that's what I be trying to tell people, is make sure that you understand who got the leverage and who don't. And see, this is why a lot of people don't know how to sell. They don't know how to sell their businesses. They don't know how to sell themselves. They don't know how to sell products, because they don't understand that they got the leverage. The leverage is never the product. The leverage is always the money. But when you are a reseller, or when you're selling a product, you have to always understand that you're not going to be selling the solution. You're going to be selling, well, if you don't have it, this will happen. You're going to be selling, hey, not the fact that this umbrella that I have is going to make sure rain doesn't pour on you. No, what I'm going to sell you on is, if you don't have the umbrella, your clothes are going to get wet. If you don't have an umbrella, you may not be able to be presentable for work. So it's the same exact thing when you're flipping phones and when you're dealing with somebody negotiating. You have to understand that, bro, I understand you got this phone. You got the phone and you feel like you the big man. Everybody online on OfferUp, everybody on Macari, everybody on Facebook Marketplace that lists phones think that they the shit. Let's make this clear. They do, right? They think that they the guy because they got the phone. Until you come and you say, yo, listen, I got you. I understand you selling me this phone. Instead of me saying I'm going to give them $5.95, what I would say is, okay, I know I'm making $50 profit if I do $5.95, but I'm going to actually give myself some wiggle room. So I'm going to subtract like $40, right? So I'll be like, yo, bro, listen, I can give you $5.50 for that. He like, $5.50? Man. Then he go on apple.com and like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, this phone, $1,200, bro, $5.50. Oh, my fault. $5.50, bro. Yeah, $5.50. But it's worth more. It's not to me. That's the type of negotiator I am. I'll pop my shit. Why? Because I understand my value. And I understand that I have something that you don't, right? You may have money. You may be that guy. But I have something that you don't. I have liquid cash. You have an asset. Now, we could trade, but you have to follow my terms. So, again, like, this is the type of mindset you want to surround yourself around, and then you'll start becoming a master negotiator. You'll start being able to negotiate terms with people that others wouldn't. You'll start being able to think and be more detailed and understand how to consume and manipulate in different ways and manners that other people or normal people wouldn't. Because normal people don't have sales training to a certain level, right? Some people, they know how to override a objection, but don't know how to override multiple objections. Some people, they know how to let a customer lead the sale, but not lead the sale for the customer, right? These are things that I teach you guys on my YouTube. These are the things that I teach you guys in my private community. These are the reasons you have a private mentorship with me, because I am the person that's going to help you change your mindset so that you actually see things different. All right, but let's digress because I don't want to go too far away from what we're talking about. Okay, I want to stick with what we're talking about, which is the phone flipping price list. So again, I need a favor. Again, what I want is for everybody to understand the prices on this price list, whether it's a new phone, used phone, Samsung, iCloud lock, blacklisted, iPad, Apple accessory, Apple Watch, MacBooks. No matter what, all of these prices are market value prices. These are prices that what we do, all of the phone flippers hit me up in my WhatsApp and then I get up early in the morning, and then I use this phone and then another phone, and then I calculate and I average it out. Then I go onto the price list, and then I put the prices that are market value. 50, add up all the 50 of the prices, divided by 50, and then it comes out to the sum. And then I gotta also make sure that I take out the shipping, all of that. Okay, it's a lot. All right, but these are market value prices. All right. So see this. All right, so now moving forward, let's go into the presentation of this price list and what we have new. Okay, so if you already had a price list, you're going to be getting an email. Okay, you're going to get an email letting you know of like all the updates. But if you don't have the price list, I'm going to break this down so you guys can actually understand before you get it. The price list is not free. All right, I don't sell a free price list because I have to pay these buyers to be on the price list, and also it is a price list that actually helps you when it comes to you negotiating. All right, so number one, what is the phone flipping price list? A weekly update list of 50 plus buyers competing basically for used phones and new phones. Now, what do I mean by competing? Because a lot of people don't understand that aspect, right? Like, what do you mean by buyers competing? Thank you. What do you mean by buyers competing? Buyers competing because you're going to have market value. But I didn't stop at the point of having market value. So watch this. When I go and I say, let's say I have an iPhone. Let's make a realistic example. All right, I have an iPhone 15 Pro locked, right? So I go and try to sell it to the buyer's price list. Now, when I go and try to sell this iPhone 15 Pro 128 to the buyers, they start at $400. And what do I mean by they start at $400? Like, what do I mean? What I mean is that they can't go under $400 unless there is a market change, which is very rare. But unless it's a market change right away that all buyers agree on. But that never really happens. So what happens is $400 will be the market value. Now you might have somebody in Texas that may say, oh, I got a customer, I messed up on there, and this happens. I messed up on their phone. I need an iPhone 15 Pro to replace their phone. I do $410. Then you'll have somebody that may be in North Dakota that may be like, well, I got a store and I got a customer that is willing to have a phone on lease for $600. So I'll take the 15 Pro, I'll put $450 up, and then I'll go ahead and take my profit on the back end. These things happen, right? So now we got buyers competing against each other for you to get the top price. And that is the benefit of the price list. That is why we have developed this concept. That is why this is a price list that nobody has ever heard before or nobody has ever seen before. When I said that, guys, I thought of Donald Trump. Like, you know how Donald Trump be like, yeah, this is something people have never seen this before, never heard of this before. But I'm being serious. This is something people have not really experienced, right? Because it takes a lot of moving parts. And it does. Now, this also shows real-time market prices for different phone models. So we have, like I showed you guys, new phones, used phones, iCloud lock / blacklisted phones. We have iPads, Apple Watches, PS5s, Switches, Nintendo Switches, Xboxes, AirTags, Apple Pencils, all of these things that you can buy, MacBooks, tablets, all of that. These are all accessible to you now, and you can make offers in your area for these devices using this price list. Now, that actually opens you up for more profit. Okay? Now, this helps you get the highest bid. It also helps you be able to become unstoppable as a reseller. Now, I don't want to pat my own self on the back, but one thing I do want to say. I don't see any phone flippers flexing their networks out like this. Hold on. Stay with me. Let me ask you a question. You watching, I'm going to ask you a question. 100% serious question. All right? Whether you're watching this now or whether you're watching it later. A serious question that I want you to answer. Let's say I'm a phone flipper. Me. Yes, Brandon. hustler or something. And I'm making a lot of money phone flipping. Why would I want to teach you how to do it? I'm just asking you guys a quick question. A quick question. I'm a phone flipper. I'm making thousands of dollars phone flipping. Why would I want to teach you how to do it instead of just scaling it myself? I just want us to think about that. Now you might be like, yo, B, you contradicting yourself right now. Can I ask y'all a question? All of my loyal, beautiful supporters and hustlers, on average, how many phone flipping videos do I actually post? I don't post a lot of phone flipping videos. Not no more. But why am I right now making a phone flipping video talking about how people that make phone flipping videos don't really want to help you? Because if they actually were making money, they would just be trying to scale their business. Brandon, why are you bringing this up? I'm bringing it up because this is a really important part of understanding the concept between a doer and a talker. Also understanding the concept between a boss and a peasant. And also understanding the concept between somebody that wants to look and somebody that actually wants to do. The difference between me and other phone flippers, and the reason I always say this is because sometimes, fuck that, all the time I get tired of the bullshit. I get tired of it. Like every time, like I can't stand Instagram. I can't stand going on TikTok. I can't stand going on social media in general because it's so much bullshit. See, I come from the point in time where I actually had to go and bust my ass to sit there and literally build up a resume to make money. I didn't learn how to sell offline. Well, online, not offline, but I didn't learn how to sell online. I learned how to sell with feet on ground. I learned how to sell with people telling me no. I learned how to sell with people actually slamming doors in my face. I learned how to sell being embarrassed. I learned how to sell being put on the spot. I learned how to sell being put in front of people that I didn't even know, trying to sell them on something that I knew for a fact may have not worked for them. I had to make it fit in their lifestyle. I had to make them feel like it was worthy. But here's the reason why I brought that subject up. I brought it up because let's make this very, 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 very clear. The reason why you see me right now in front of you talking about a price list is because my business, my goal, my motive of me making this video is because, see, this is how we get rich. Because we don't get rich doing it ourselves. Because when you start phone flipping and you start making money, you start realizing, damn, I'm still at this ceiling. I can't get over the ceiling. Why can't you get over the ceiling? You can't get over the ceiling because you can only be but so many places at once. Right? Or am I tripping? Let me know. Can you be in 2 places at once? Matter of fact, how about 3? How about in 4 states all at once? Can you? See, this is how we make people 5 figures plus every single month. Because, see, this is what happens. And I don't even have to lift a finger. Okay, so this is what happens. A bunch of people work on this price list every single month. Okay? And when they work on this price list, they're getting prices. They're seeing market value. They're negotiating for phones. They're getting phones. They're sending it via text or email, which we'll get into in a second. I'll show you how to send the phones that you want to sell to me. But what happens is they are going and giving these phones to these buyers. And what the buyers are doing is now the buyers are automatically giving you offers so that you can get your money faster than you would waiting to sell it to a free phone flipping provider or waiting to sell it to a consumer. See, let me tell you why you use something like this. You use this because you want to make money faster. You use this because if you don't have a price list, you don't actually know if you're overpaying for a phone. You use this because if you have a network that works for you instead of watching you, you start to make more money. You use this because if you stop worrying about Facebook ads and trying to get leads when you don't even know how to convert them your damn self, you save money. Instead of paying in ads, you're paying on a price list that's building connections with buyers. That's the difference. It's a huge difference. So I ask you guys calmly, if I'm just a phone flipper, because y'all see I'm not just a phone flipper, but if I was just a phone flipper, and what I mean by just a phone flipper, I didn't have a price list, I didn't sell and resell products, I didn't do any of that, but if I was just a phone flipper, why or who the fuck am I to have the audacity to put on camera, guys, this is how you phone flip, and then try to sell you a mentorship to do the same bare minimum bullshit that I'm doing, and then have the audacity to charge you for it like I'm changing your life? I'm just asking. Like, at some point, we have to realize that multimillionaires, I have a multimillionaire friend. We talk on the phone all the time. Sometimes we go out to eat, but when we go out to eat, I have to pay for his food. Let me show you how it works, right? Let me show you how this works. When you start actually networking with people that got money, they understand that their time is money. So they don't go and they don't meet with you for free, even if we best buddies, right? So I got this guy. I met him at the strip club. Okay, I'll never forget this. I met him at a strip club because he wanted to have a meeting with me for T-Mobile at a strip club. Now, it was during the daytime and it wasn't really like strip club hours, but it was at a strip club. And he wanted to meet here. We sat there, and I never forget this. He sat there, he had all this money, and he was throwing it. Me, I don't belong. My ass don't belong in no strip club because I'm not doing none of that. I'm not paying her for nothing. So boom, right? We in a strip club. He's trying to see how much money I'm going to throw because he's trying to see where my mind and my mental is. He saw me throw nothing. He saw me just working and trying to operate on business, right? So then the next time we meet, I say, yo, I wanted to talk to you about whoop whoop. He said, okay, are you buying me lunch? I said, I'm a man and you a man. Why I got to buy you lunch? Because Brandon, when you sit down with me, when you get up, the money that you pay for dinner, you're going to be able to triple. I'm like, I don't know about that. You feel me? So I'm like, whatever. Like, dinner is nothing, right? So I pay for it. It's $500 or something that he ends up, you know what I mean, occurring on this dinner and stuff, right? So I'm like, But what he did was he actually showed me and taught me a few things. And one thing that I got out of that dinner that we had was multimillionaires don't teach other people how to make multi-millions. That's not what they do. Like, if you're making $1 million, I'm talking about just barely making $1 million, you have no business in teaching people how to make $1 million. And let me ask you guys this, right? And I didn't agree at first. But then I started to really think about it. And I was like, well, damn, bro, like, you kind of talking about me. He was like, no, I'm not talking about you. I was like, well, you know, I teach people how to phone flip. I teach people how to make, how to sell products. But both of those businesses independently don't make over $1 million. He was like, yeah, but here's the difference. The difference is that, Brandon, what are you trying to do with that business? I'm like, well, I just started my own wholesale company. He said, exactly. So what you're doing is you're helping resellers with physical products, and you're also helping phone flippers, connecting them with buyers, and that makes you a bit different. But then when he started breaking down like other influencers, and we started looking online, and he started showing me like, yo, this person said that he made over, it was like $6,900 in a month, right? If you're making $6,900 in a month, right, phone flipping, great, cool. But number one, how are you making it? Number two, because if you're saying you're making it, we want to know how you're making it. And then number three, it's like, well, if you're making 69 yourself, if you had just one other person that worked with you, or another person that was in another state duplicating what you're doing, you're almost at 20 bands. But see, the problem is a lot of people don't know how to teach people how to do great things. Because in order for somebody to do something great, and for somebody to be able to make money, just like you're making money, you got to realize that you can't give people advice. Because giving somebody advice is teaching them how to be you. And that's where people get mixed up. People think that giving advice, which I don't do, I give information. Giving advice is beneficial. It's not. Because if I say, yo, listen, guys, use this price list. And when you use this price list, I want you guys to just focus on this particular device. I'm telling you how to be me. And that's where you're going to be stuck. And that's why a lot of you guys are flipping phones and not making no money. Because you're too busy trying to be somebody instead of being yourself and implementing the tools that people are using as well into your own lifestyle. Take the tools and use it the way it works for you. All right, let's go, because y'all know I'll start preaching and all of that. But anyway, why do you need this price list? Now, we're not even just talking about this price list, but why do you need a price list that has multiple buyers? Because buyers compete for devices. If you don't have a buyer competing, they're always going to give you the bare minimum. So if you're somebody looking to flip phones and you only got one buyer, you're not a phone flipper. Because that's just like me saying, all right, bet, like, yo, I sell the best water on planet Earth. But nobody else sells water. So how would I be the best? Okay. But let me give you another example. That's just like saying the buyer that you have is going to give you the great, best, ultra competitive price when he knows that you have nobody to compare it with. Well, my buyer doesn't know I don't have any other buyers, Brandon. A buyer can easily tell if you have other buyers just by the amounts that you're willing to accept. I'm a buyer. So what happens is if somebody comes to me and they say, yo, B, I wanted to sell this iPhone 13. I'm a flat out tell a person, I'll get it for 50. 50 what? $50. Bro, I'm not selling it for $50. All right, cool. He ain't one of them. All right, I'll buy it for $2. You see what I'm saying? Like, you pump fake. That's how it works. If you don't have multiple buyers, you're not phone flipping right. Next, you don't want to have to guess. You want to know market value. Why? Because when you know market value, you now know, oh, okay, the market value for this phone is this, so I'm not going to overpay. I'm not overpaying for something. I'm not overpaying for a device. Money is too tight right now for me to be overpaying for something. See, that's another problem a lot of people have is they don't know how to value their money. They so scared to lose it, but don't know how to value it. You over there saving your bread talking about I want to be rich. You over there saving your money talking about I'm going to be great one day. Great people don't save money. Great people don't save money. Now, it ain't nothing wrong with saving money, but it's definitely something wrong with saving money and you have a business. Because I got this money-making machine over here and I'm sitting it in the bank so the bank can actually use my bread. Yeah, all right. Okay. Next, you want to sell fast, hassle-free, with trusted buyers. Now, what do I mean by that? So, if you are unfamiliar with buyers, wholesale buyers, the way it works is this. When you get a wholesale buyer, right? Wholesale buyers are always going to be faster than selling to a consumer. Always. There's never going to be a time where selling to a consumer is faster than selling to or more convenient or even more trust, unless you have a store, but more trusting than selling to a wholesale buyer. Because when you have a phone and you sell it to a wholesale buyer, you know for a fact this person is going to buy the device. You know how much they're going to buy it for. You don't have to second guess the small details. But when you're too busy trying to worry about, oh, is this customer legitimate? Okay, I'm going to meet them at the police station, but I got to make sure I had you know what, just to protect me, just in case, or I got to do this, and it. Like, you got to worry so much. See, that's the benefit of dealing with a wholesale buyer, right? That's the benefit. Now, I know, because I used to strictly only sell phones to consumers. Once I sold phones to buyers and I realized that buyers were able to buy phones, that's when I made my first $30K. That's when I made my first $30K. When I actually realized that wholesale buyers exist, that's when I made my first. That's when I seen and I had a closet full of money. Was when I realized that I could go to wholesale buyers. You want to know when I didn't have a lot of money? Is when I was selling one phone to one customer, then another one to another customer, and another one to another customer. That's when I wasn't making no money. That's when I wasn't making no bread. So it's a difference, and I try to really explain that to you guys because there's levels. It's levels to phone flipping. It's levels to product reselling. It's levels. This shit is not easy. It's levels. Okay. All right. So right now we have 398 active flippers. Okay. Now, again, this changes every single day. We have people dropping off, people coming on, and I'm thankful for everybody that has supported me throughout this list. How it works. So number one, right? We check the phone price for the highest offer, okay? That's what happens. Number two, you submit the device. All right. Let me slow down because I want to make these really, really clear. You check the phone price list for the highest offer, so for the most profit value, right? You submit the device info, so model, the condition, the IMEI, and pictures if needed. Then three, you send it to us. You can send it to us via text message or even on email. Text message is new, starting today. All right. Also, you will then receive the best offer from a buyer within 24 hours. Now, a lot of people will ask me and say, yo, B, why can't we just get the offers immediately? Well, there's people that are sleeping right now overseas that haven't got a chance to bid on your phone. So we give them time as well. All right. And then next, once you get the highest offer, if you take the offer, great. You ship the device. Okay. And you get paid Zelle or Cash App. Okay. We prefer Zelle. All right. So that's how we do it. All right. No, thank you, Stream Avant. Thank you. Step-by-step plans, okay? So this is how, again, the steps work. Just to reiterate, purchase the price list, submit your device for an offer, get the best offer in 24 hours, ship your device, and get paid, okay? Now, purchasing the price list, buy the list and get instant access to updated phone prices. Prices change weekly, so staying updated is key. And I have a gift for everybody that watches this at the end. All right. Submit your device offer. So you're going to submit your device offer to email at hustlerbuyback@gmail.com, or you can text us. Okay. You can text us 445-500-9600. You just text us with the model, the specs, the condition, new, used, cracked, A+, B+, B, C, D, pictures if you have any, and then the IMEI. All right. So we have an example right here. If you guys see it, it says iPhone 13, says the IMEI, grade B, no box. Okay. Now you get the best offer again in 24 hours. Buyers compete for your device by offering the best price. You'll receive the top offer within 24 hours. This is just an example. Hey, Justin, $432 is the top offer. Please let us know if you accept or decline. Okay. You want to ship your device. So securely packaged and ship the phone. Send us the tracking number for confirmation. Once you ship it, you get paid. Once the buyer receives and inspects your phone, payment is sent. No, thank you, Streaming Avant. No, I can't. Streams Avant. No, I cannot. Thank you. No. Thank you. If the device is not as described, it is returned with no payment. Private community access. Now, this is something new with the price list, okay? You will now, when you get in the price list, get access to the community for a cheaper amount. The community is $50 every single month. Let's make this clear. The community is $50. When you buy the price list, you will get in for $25 a month. You only have to pay for the prices one time. After that, the community is $25 every single month. Now, let me tell you why you want to get into this community. This community offers free calling with me. Free calls. You could book as many calls as you want. We could talk every single day. This is essentially the way that I do a mentorship. I have 4 other groups, okay? I have 4 other groups that I have promoted and talked to and closed. I don't keep my groups open. This is a group that won't stay open for everybody. I don't want groups full of 500 people. I have that on Discord. Discord, you can go ahead and be a part of the Discord if you want. Discord is great, okay? But Discord is so many people that it's no people, okay? What I've realized with communities is when they grow to a certain extent, they get watered down. There's a lot of people that put spam. There's a lot of people that ain't really about the hustle, about the grind. There's not a lot of people that take it serious. You want people that take stuff serious. That is what I'm on. I want people that are going to take this serious. I don't want people that are going to be sitting here being lazy or thinking that, oh, okay, I'm just a part of a girl. Don't give me your money. Don't pay for this community if you ain't trying to hustle. I don't want your bread. I don't want your money. If you ain't going to hustle and grind, I don't want your money. If you ain't trying to get better, I don't want your money. If you just want products, I don't want your money. Now, the reason I say this is because this community, yes, you get free products, okay? You get free products every single month. Yes, I do send you products. I send you products so you can actually sell and get your money back, okay? Cool. Now, this is some statistics with the community. Students start with physical products, 67% built independent businesses for each community. So basically, we have helped communities start their businesses independently without us. Now, what do? We, of course, provide products to them, but they have independent businesses. They're not depending on me, okay? 75% take advantage of weekly mentor calls, which means you can book calls with me at any point in time. At any point in time that's available. Let me make that clear. Failures. 35% of entrepreneurs fail without a successful network, and that is true. I was one of them. If I didn't surround myself around entrepreneurs and I just surrounded myself around people I knew in real life and that's it, I would be broke. Because see, people in real life don't have the same aspirations and goals, nor do they have the same hustle as you. You may be around a group of friends that do nothing but sit down and smoke and drink or talk about girls all day. We all got those friends, right? We all got friends that have their priorities messed up. I was just on a call with my friend. All my friends is getting married. All of them get married all of a sudden. I don't know what the heck, but all of them proposing to their girlfriends this year for some reason, all of a sudden since today, right? But that's great. But again, you might not be on the same path as that person or those people. Same thing with entrepreneurships. They all may be working 9 to 5s and you may be working your own business. You can't relate to them. You can't have the same conversations. Okay? They won't understand that you want the new Bentley truck, so you can't go on the guys' trips this year. They won't understand that because they're getting paid hourly. They don't have to worry about certain things, right? So you want to always try to surround yourself around other people that may get what you are going through. Okay? And that's really where, you know, I try to bring you guys to the realization that it's important to not just network, but also it's important just to surround yourself around people that got the hustle, right? Make money work for you. This just shows you what a lot of the percentages that your money, the money that you pay to be a part of this this network goes to, right? So everybody until the end of 12 p.m. tomorrow, the community is $25 for everybody. So if you get in right now, it's $25. After that, it's going to be $50. If you get the price list, $25. Okay. The link is below. Go ahead and join that community. All right. Community will stop at 100. Okay. I will be shutting the community down. But anyway, the reason I say that, and it always starts out slow and it always takes time, and I'm just so thankful for everybody that does join the communities, and I'm just thankful for the people that I meet up with every single day or maybe every week, right? But the point is I like catering to people in a small, confined space because I can pay more attention to a person rather than me becoming Hollywood and you telling me you got a problem selling this product or buying this phone and me not responding because I got 18 other people that have other problems that I'm paying attention to. You know what I mean? Like, I like to make sure that I am giving people the proper attention, and this is just the best way that I see fit. Okay. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, don't ever hesitate to text me so we can work. Now, let's make this clear. Don't text me trying to get any information that you need to be getting if you book a call. So prime example, I have people that text me and they're like, oh my God, can you help me do this, 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 and this? I'm not going to help you do this, 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 and this. Book a call so I can actually sit down and do it. This is not for me to take out my time to help you discover your business, right? Or help you unban your account. I won't do that because that's why I have services, right? So I can put away time to actually be able to help you do that. Now, this is if you have a question about the price list, if you need my help, if I haven't answered something, I'm here. I got your back like a bra strap. That's just how it happens. That's how it goes. You pay for my time, and I also respect yours. So again, I would never mislead you guys and try to make it seem as if I'm going to be Mr. Save Everybody. I'm not, okay? I'm only Mr. Save Everybody for the people that actually invest in their time, because I've saved people for free and it doesn't work, okay? It never lasts, okay? I'm saving people that don't want to save themselves. That is a sad story, all right? Cool. Great. So, that was a lot. That was a lot. So now let's get into some phone offers. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, perfect. Now, this is something that we'll be doing in the community. In the community, I will have a hustler morning meeting. Every meeting will have something similar where, again, every day I want to make 10 offers on phones and we can do it together, right? We can do it together. We'll have a video call. I'll be doing my 10 offers. You guys do your 10 offers. I like to do 10 in the morning and 10 at night. I like that it keeps a revolving door around all of my leads and people that I could actually talk to. I'm going to be walking you guys through exactly what my behaviors are when I am actually going on OfferUp and when I am attempting to make these offers to convert and buy phones. Number 1, iPhone. Type that in and it pulls up a bunch of iPhones, right? But I go to recent first. I want to see what just was posted, excuse me. I see an iPhone 13 Pro Max 128. If I go all the way, now I already can tell this is used. So if I go all the way to used and then I go all the way down to 13 Pro Max, I can see what the prices are, right? And this is market value. So market value does not mean that that's all we can offer. But again, what I say is with old phones like the 13, old phones like 11s and 12s, I always sell to consumers. I don't really sell to buyers, but I still use the price list to know exactly what to offer. All right. So I already see this person is pretty realistic with their price, which is kind of interesting, but also it's because there's a cracked screen. The cracked screen actually is really good. I probably will buy this phone. So what I'm going to say, because I know how much it costs to actually fix this screen. That is one of the benefits with me, is that I fix phones too. So I get like a benefit of knowing distributors to get screens. I'm going to tell this person, literally, I can do $100. That's it. Now, the person's not going to do that, right? Let me ask. I got to ask a question. Oh, the back is cracked too? Yeah, $100. I'm not even going to ask a question. I didn't see that. Hold on. Oh, no. Fixing the back screen, the back plate in one of those phones is just annoying. Now look, we see a promoted phone. It's been promoted for 24 days. This person seems to be somebody that's not moving. Like they're probably really set on their price, and that's why nobody's buying it. Um, 14 plus, but that's in Jersey. I don't want nothing in Jersey. $8,000. Yeah, they crazy with the TikTok stuff. I don't know what's wrong with people. I'm just looking, guys. Just looking. 14 plus right here. Which a 14 plus is... Oh, this is a 14 Pro. Oh. Unlocked? But the network was Xfinity Mobile? Xfinity Mobile is one of the worst companies out to be able to buy. Xfinity sucks. And they're hard to unlock. So I would go to the price list. 14 Pro. This says unlocked. But I'm not sure. And as you see, it's not worth that much market-wise. So what I would do, I wouldn't offer 200. Like, that's too low. By the screensaver, I can tell this is a guy. Seems to be, it may be a child. I don't really want to say it's a child, but it may be a child, a young individual, I'd say. Not a child, but young. Then it says it was posted 3 hours ago, but the time says March 3rd, but it's not March 3rd. It's actually March 4th, and it's not 2:43. It's 12:35 p.m., which then tells me that this phone was probably listed before, didn't sell, came down on the price, but didn't want to come down on the price on the same post because then it would show that the price was crossed out and that they went lower. So they probably technically just redid a post with a lower price or maybe even a higher one. But I can guarantee you this person doesn't want $400. They most likely want between $350 to $300. I'm not willing to give them either of that. I'd rather pay around $270 to $260 because I can sell this to a consumer for $300, $320. So what I would do is I would go here, I would hit ask, I would then offer this person one. I would offer them, I can do $240. Yeah. This is not on any accounts. Reason I asked that question is because I think this probably would make this individual not respond to me because of how low the offer is. But I also want that person to come to the realization that his offer isn't good. This is a great post for me to show you guys something. So what you'll find is a lot of people create these posts that have like Apple receipts. The Apple receipts 9 times out of 10 are fake. Yes, you can fake Apple receipts, and people do that just to try and finesse you to thinking that it is a phone that is sealed, and also that it's Apple when it could technically be a clone. This is a prime example of a scam. Now, you may think, Brandon, why are you doing all of that? Why are you saying it's a scam to your boy ski when you don't even know, right? Why do I think this is a scam? I'm going to tell you why I know this is a scam. I know this is a scam because if this person did essentially have this device in this box with this Apple bag and this Apple charger, which all could be clones and fake, I would really want to know why they are trying to sell it for $900. iPhone 16 Plus. Right? Now, I'm going to explain to you why I'm coming up with this conclusion. Okay? So we'll go to apple.com. And we're going to go and get us an iPhone 16 Plus. And when we look, The iPhone 16 Plus is $899 plus tax. This person is selling it for the same amount of money when I could just go to Apple and get it for that price. For that, I would definitely say I can do $400. And that's it. I wouldn't say anything. Now, I'm telling you I would say $400 because I want to see something. I want to see if this is a clone phone. Now, how do we even come up with the fact or the point or even the assumption it could be a clone? Because all of this information is crossed out. And also, this does not technically look like anything alarming, which is alarming. Because why is the phone not open? Well, let's just say hypothetically the person wants to keep it sealed to get the highest price, right? Well, if that is the case, then that person is literally trying to recuperate money that they already spent at the Apple Store when they could just return it to the Apple Store, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, like the person's trying to create a fake thing. It just doesn't make sense. And then let's just hypothetically say they did it online. It could be that they were using somebody else's card. But again, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And I did offer that person. He said no. He said no. So what I would do, I would go here. I would click. I would say, okay. And send. Now, why do I say okay? I say okay because I would like to create a lead, but I only want quality leads. I don't want to get a scammer as a lead because then I can't trust the person. Person hit me up all the time trying to finesse me. I'm good. So I just say, okay, I don't think this phone is going to sell, so he'll hit me back if it doesn't. Now, then you got the iPhone 16e. Carrier locked. Let's go to the price list. Yes, the price list does have that, but we're only buying the new ones for right now. So we see we're looking at $240. So what I say, I can do $200. What company is it locked to? Boom. All right. iPhone 15 Pro 128. Interesting. This intrigues me. So this person is in a dangerous part of Philly, but it says SOS up top. I don't see any real apps installed. It says weather is unavailable, which makes me think this is actually a legitimate device. But it's an iPhone 15 128. What's the market value for a 15 128? Is this a Pro? 15 Pro. 15 Pro 128 locked. So we're looking at $300. So this is what I'm saying. That's the market value. I can do $250, but I do $300, and then I'll sell it to a consumer. That's possible as well. I also ask him, do you have the box? I ask discovery questions just to get a response, because if I get that response, then I can also utilize that to my advantage. Again, this is a advantage type of or deal We have an iPhone 14 brand new sealed. We don't buy sealed phones. We always open phones. Now, the problem I'm having with sealed phones is I got one time and I'll never get got again. What's up, Liberation? How are you? I'll never get got again. The IMEI, it panned out correctly. Everything panned out good. The only thing was when it got to China and they opened it, it was a clone device. So like if we wanted to hypothetically look at this IMEI, we definitely could. But I'm not going to take my time out to even do that because I don't believe that this device is legitimate. And the only way I will believe it is when I meet up with the person, I'll say, hey, I got to open the phone. I got to test the phone out. I do not buy sealed phones. Don't buy sealed phones. It's not worth the risk. If they don't want you to test it out, just say it's a Dubsky. I tell people I need to test the phone out before I even go to the meetup. Because if I don't get to test the phone out, then I'm not going to do it. I'm good. I'm good. But he says iPhone 14 brand new. If you look at the market value for iPhone 14, it probably would shock you because an iPhone 14 isn't worth diddly squiddly squat. Yeah, iPhone 14, like $200. So what I would do is I would have to sell this to a consumer. I would do $200 and that's it. Believe it or not, that's how much an iPhone 14 brand new is worth. $200. A lot of people don't know that. They think that these devices are worth a lot of money, and they're not. So everybody's telling me no right now, which is okay. Okay, it's all right. It happens. Everything is okay. I honestly, when I make my initial offers in the morning, I get no's. And no's always change and turn into yeses or yes. You got to realize, and this is how this works. In the beginning of the month, people list phones. But they're not willing to move on the phones because most people that list phones in the beginning of the month already had their bills paid or they're trying to pay their bill. Now, a lot of the people, we're at the what? We're on the 4th, right? So the 5th is tomorrow. So rent is the last day for rent to be due and not have to incur a late fee will be the 5th, right? So what ends up happening, and this is a true tendency, what ends up happening is if you see that people are still selling phones past the 2nd, they're either going to be really, really content and slow moving, or they're going to be desperate. It's either or. You're never really going to get in the middle. Okay. Now, by the 15th, then you'll start to get the meat and potatoes. You'll get to get a lot of people that are trying to sell devices, and these people are selling these devices. And they'll be more open, but they won't be too desperate. But they'll be more open. But right now, it's the beginning of the month, so a lot of people think, oh, I got until the end of the month, or I got until the middle of the month to sell. So they're not going to move automatically. That's just how it happens. That's just how. Like, look. An iPhone 13 for $400, like it's unrealistic. Unrealistic. iPhone 15, $400. So this 13 and this 15, same price. Not unlocked. I want low price phones. Right now, I'm looking. What I do in the beginning of the month, I'm looking for desperate people. I'm not looking for people that care about price. I'm looking for somebody desperate. This guy said refurbished iPhone 12. I'll get it for $100. See, that's the difference between a store. A store, people walk in with these phones all the time, and they'll sell it to you for whatever amount. You could buy phones for so cheap when you have a store. But again, I'm not trying to I'm trying to get people to feel and know who I am. and know that I'm interested, but not too desperate. Okay. Brand new inbox. 15. These are the 15. Pro. 15 Pro. I'll do 250 each. Remember, we're looking for people that are desperate. And as the days go on, we'll do this every day, guys. I'll go live throughout the week, and I promise you, you'll start seeing people concede. You'll start seeing people change their minds. People change their minds all the time. They'll be like, oh, well, okay. Like this person told me. There's so many people, man. There's so many people. But again, you just want to make sure you're strategic about everything, okay, guys? But I am going to skedaddle, man. I'm going to end it here because I know this is getting long. We've been on for 1 hour and 19. So I'm going to move off of this. And I will see you guys shortly, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. You know, I appreciate and love you guys like a fat kid love cake. And I'll see you guys in the next video.